something that's going to be very important is that you have access to a graphing calculator online. The first thing I'm going to show you is a graphing calculator that you can find on your phone in the App Store. It's available in both iPhone and Android. It's probably the best one for you guys to use right now. So as soon as you guys see this video, go ahead and make sure that you are able to download that app so that you can start playing around with it and using it. It's pretty much exactly how like our graphing calculator works. So it's pretty cool. However, if you don't have a phone, I'm also going to be uploading another tutorial later on how to use a graphing calculator on the computer or a tablet. So in there, you will find another way that you can also do it online. But you want to make sure that you have access to either one of these two, because again, you're still going to be required to do a lot of work that does require the calculator. So if you go to the App Store, there's different ways that you can search for it. But if you just put in graphing calculator, and you scroll, it's this one right here that says graphing calculator x84. Okay, you want to make sure it says graphing calculator x84. I already have it downloaded, so I don't have to download it, but this is the one that you want to make sure you download, because right now it looks like it's the best one for us to use. So when you open the graphing calculator x84, it will look something like this. So if you notice, you have almost all the functions that our graphing calculator has in the one that we have in school has. So you have y equals, you have graph, you have the second, you have alpha, you have pretty much exactly all the buttons that your physical calculator has. So if I wanted to graph something, for example, I go to my y equals just like I do before. If I want to clear it, I clear it just like we do in our other calculators. Let's say I want to graph the function x plus 2. We do the same thing that we would in our other calculator. You press your x, then your plus, and your 2. If I want to go to the graph, I just press graph right here. It gave me the line. You can zoom in and out the same way that you would zoom in and out of a picture. If you want to move it, you want to use 2 fingers. Sometimes it doesn't work with one, but if you want to zoom in and out, you can always just use your 2 fingers and zoom in and out just like you would with a picture. If you play around with it, if you zoom in and out, then you can get a better scale depending on what it is that you're using it for. You can trace if you're trying to figure out what point that is. If you click on trace, that green button at the bottom, and you can just go through the line of your graph. Okay, let's say that instead of a graph I want the table, then we would do the same thing we would do on our regular calculator. So we want the table, so we would do second graph, and now we have a table. And you can use either your fingers to scroll up and down, or you can use the buttons in the bottom just like you would do on your other regular calculator to go up and down your table. This is mostly to get the points that you want to plot. If you want to get out of there and you want to either you can go back to y equals, or let's say that you want to just go to the regular calculator, then you would press second quit right here in blue, or second mode, and it takes you back to your regular calculator. So if I want to add, or I want to multiply it, or whatever it is that I want to do, I'm going to clear this. The other important thing that you want to make sure you remember is when we do fractions, this one's a little simpler. Here, instead of doing alpha, y equals enter, what you want to do is, all you're going to do is click alpha, and you're going to click this n/d. That's numerator / denominator. And then it'll give you the same thing that you would have on your regular calculator. So again, let's say I want to do 2 parentheses 3 times 9, and then I click on the little box in the bottom, and I'm going to put 3 plus 6, I don't know, whatever you want, and click enter, and it'll give you what you want. Right here on the side, to the left hand side, you have your x squared. So let's say that I want 8. Oops, a little commercial. Let's say that you want 8 squared. Again, you just click the square on the left hand side, and it'll give you whatever it is that you want. Same thing for y equals. You're going to be doing a lot of things with squares in the next couple of lessons. So let's say that I want x squared. Let's say I want to graph x squared plus 3. I click x squared plus 3. Let's say I want a table, second graph, and it gives me my table. Again, if the numbers look crazy and you want to go to smaller numbers that you want to graph, just scroll up or down. In this case, scroll down till you get to the smaller digits and the smaller numbers for your x. This where it says table 1, under that is your x, and to the right where it says y1, those are your y values. Okay, but this works almost exactly like your graphing calculator. So you pretty much just play around with it the same way that you would play around with your other calculator to do the different things. I'm not going to show you how to do stat right now because basically we're not going to be using it so far, but it's, if you can see, it would still work the same. The only thing is that you would have to pay for those extra functions. But for so far, for our class, we're not going to need it. If you do, then we'll figure out what we do with that. But for right now, all you need is the free version of this app to do what we're going to be doing for the next 2 weeks. And again, if you have any other questions on how to use this, or if you're not sure how to use this, if you can't use this or you can't find it, just shoot me a text or email, and I'll do my best to help you guys. Hope it works.